Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, it is 11:02. Welcome to The Lock Shop with Dustin Nielson hosting all week long on The Lock Shop. Today, I see Matthew Wannick trying to sewer me by sending a picture of an empty desk to Big Uke a couple minutes before The Lock Shop, even though I'm all prepared and ready to go for The Lock Shop. I need to be sitting here before. I'm ready to roll. I got my prep. I just finished recording, what's it called? The check-in with Sarah Orlesky and Jamie Thomas. I told them they were my number 2 and number 3 favorite people from Winnipeg, right behind Huss. That was fun. Huss is going to join us. It is The Lock Shop. It is brought to you by Play Alberta. Download the Play Alberta app if you'd like to play along. Or go to playalberta.ca. You can click on EST specials. We always got specials popping up there. I've already sent the grandest of parlays. Big Uke sent that over to me right before the show. It's done. It's sent. It should be up shortly. We've got a couple of plays already sitting up there. Glue Guy hit his play of the day yesterday, and we hit the early bird bet yesterday as well. So that's good. El Presidente says, my kid saw and got his picture with Shoddy Mills Tuesday night at the Oilers game. Oh, my God. His album drops tomorrow. Shoddy Mills' album drops tomorrow. It's going to be an absolute banger. I can't wait to get it.
What a year it is already. So far,
man, this is just a massive 2020.
Yeah.
By the way, Trev, can I say something?
What?
I'm going to thank you for helping me vacuum today.
Oh, yeah.
So Trev was my cord guy, right? He'd move it from one plug into the other. We vacuumed the shit out of this office
Yes, we did.
in like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Hernan and Zach come in and go, oh, I was going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which really, because I have well-behaved kids, it was the first time that I ever really, kind of had to deal with an unbehaved kid who was like, you know how kids would be like, oh, I was going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was going to do that tomorrow. I've been bitching about it on the air for a week.
You have?
So come on, enough was enough. We've got a prospective client coming in today. We couldn't have the floors looking the way they were looking. So Trevor, it was an easy peasy. And how much was it picking up? Oh my God.
You know the sounds it makes?
When it goes,
yeah, crack.
It was like that the whole time.
Yeah, it was. But I don't get it either, because we were talking about it. It's out of all the chores you could probably do, it's the most satisfying.
I also think Dustin is satisfying because you see the dusting getting cleaned up, right?
There's something. Yeah, I don't know why your brain's like that kind of thing, but it's nice. It's like mowing the lawn as well. But no, you were doing a great job. And,
so we got it done.
Yeah, we absolutely got it done. And they were aware of this too. I told Zach several times now.
Well, you said you told Zach on Monday.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Penner's Pancake says, is Coob receiving any type of punishment for not completing his chores? Look, usually here's what I'm. First of all, Big Uke, shocked that Dusty didn't know the client is coming in at 11:30. But Lock Shop takes priority for me. So there's that. Second of all, I'm thinking when we have our next staff meeting, which is the 21st, I am thinking that when we do our chore draft, I'm going to automatically punish Hernan and Zach and make them pick 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
Is that not fair?
Rightfully so. No,
I think it's fair. You didn't do your chores properly last time.
Yeah.
You're drafting last.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'd even say, you know what, I feel like for sure for Coob, he should probably draft 9th, but because he's showing that he cares. He's like, oh, he's
talking trash today.
Yeah,
but you said he was showing.
He's like, but Hernan's just like,
Yeah.
He doesn't care about it. He doesn't care at all.
Doesn't care.
He's like, whatever.
I think I'm going to do CEO punishment. They're going to draft with the final 2 picks. I think that's fair. Now, with that being said, I think the last time the final 2 picks, didn't Eric or I have one of the final 2 picks and we got no chores?
Yeah.
We got the free spot.
Yeah.
That's going to really piss me off if we get down there and they get the free spots at 9 and 10 after not even properly executing their chores the last 2 weeks.
There's no way that the free spots are going to be open. Now that we see how the free spots kind of work, I feel like people were a little confused. That's why I didn't take it. I was because you guys
free spots is 2 months off chores.
Yeah. And so, but also that being said, we know for sure what's going last. It's bathroom duty. Do you want these guys taking
care? But Glue Guy took bathroom duty 2nd or 3rd in the last chore draft. Yeah, but he's been crushing it.
Yeah, but there's no way he's like, okay, I did it. I'm happy. But no one's picking.
Plus, I don't think you can do the same chore back-to-back months.
No, you can't.
Back-to-back drafts. Yeah.
So,
all right, let's bring in Huss today. There he is. I heard Huss in the background saying, "That's why he's called Glue Guy." Hey, Huss, is that not why?
You know what? Shout out to Jay. I mean, I have had a fun time when he's popped in on the lock shop a few times. Love him and Reed. Often we'll check that out after WST. And just seems like the nickname sort of speaks for himself. But to hear that he voluntarily took bathroom duty early just goes to show how committed he is to EST. This is funny. I was fascinated popping in listening to this. I was unaware. I thought you guys were talking about the next EST draft.
No. We at our staff meeting every 2 months, we draft chores now. So it's what are the chores, Trev? We got there's like they don't even have to do the vacuuming on their own. There's 2 vacuum guys, so you can split it. So you don't have to vacuum like once every 2 weeks even. So there's 2 vacuum spots. There was a laundry spot.
Laundry.
Tommy Gazzola's been on the laundry.
Garbage.
Recycling. Oh yeah, laundry. Like for hand towels from the kitchen and the bathroom and stuff. So laundry. Maddie Iwanik's mopping.
We got bathroom duty.
Yeah, bathroom duty.
Kitchen duty.
Kitchen duty. Dusting.
Dusting is what I do.
Yeah. So and then there's 2 free spots. So Eric and I just happened to in the draft we selected the free spots. We didn't have a chore for the last 2 months. So, nice. But next draft, we won't be able to draft a free spot. So,
this is ingenious. I mean, you know what? I've got to give you credit. I mean, to be able to turn something as mundane as the chores into a draft activity.
Thanks, man.
That's part of the genius.
It's one of my proudest moments as CEO of Edmonton Sports Talk. It's right up there, and I'm going to start going to other conferences and talking to other CEOs and saying, "Here's what you should do." Fire your cleaning company and do a chore draft with your staff. That would be good.
We'll love it. Now, why is Hernan on the list? That's what I didn't catch. Why will he and who is the other person?
Him and Zach, the 2 vacuum guys. The place was a pigsty. Like it's winter. We shouldn't have drafted vacuuming then. But there were like the floors. Yeah, the floors were awful. Like so Trev's doing my cord work and I'm vacuuming and you can hear it just picking up rocks and dirt. And I'm like, these guys, and I told them all week, I was like, you guys better vacuum or I'm gonna have to do it and I'm not gonna be happy. And then I had to do it today.
Now listen, I can see, you mean Hernan, he's a star, right? So I can see him being a bit of a diva. I mean, this is a tough look for Zach though.
There was a time when he would volunteer at the old office to vacuum so often we called him Vacticum instead of Zacticum. It was like a big...
Oh, and now he's big timing. Now he's always on full time and now he thinks he's too good for that. Oh, tough look. Yeah. Zacticum needs to go back to Vacticum and make sure that, you can't forget. This is like for, guys, when you get to the NHL, you can't forget what got you there. You still need to be doing the things that you brought to the team initially as you become more of an established player in the league.
Exactly. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. Trent Frederick has forgotten who he is. He's supposed to be skating and hitting people. Instead, he's not skating, he's not hitting people, and he's not doing anything. So, yeah, that's don't forget who you are. It's a great message from Huss today. Huss, I just finished up doing the is it called the check-in with Jamie Thomas and Sarah Orlesky?
Oh yeah, with Jamie and Sarah.
I joined them and I said my second and third favorite people in Winnipeg, Sarah Orlesky and Jamie Thomas. And then Jamie explained how he kicked me out of a league and that's why he's number 3 on my list and all this stuff. And then I did say that actually Sarah's my favorite person and you're number 2, Huss, because Orlesky's an absolute gem. So it was good.
You're shameless.
I love Orlesky. She's the best.
She anyway, doesn't feel the same way, but that's neither here nor there.
Hernan says Dusty never once mentioned the vacuuming to us. Are you kidding me? That's a lie. Now we're not doing our chores and we're lying. Hernan's going to get grounded for a week. That's what's going to happen around here. Hernan is going to get grounded. No phone and no going over to your friends. And I'm not even going to let you watch the game. Come on.
Hernan's in the chat. I got to pull it up.
He said today, he listened to hot takes today. One of my hot takes today was about him not vacuuming. So that's just a lie. That's a farce. I can't take this anymore. Like,
who's got the mitt?
I got the mitt. I won it today. I had a couple of good takes today. So yeah.
You, LTE, and who's the third?
Trev. YouTube Trev. Yeah, the 3 of us. Trev. Yeah. So we keep pretty busy on the old scalding hot takes. Hey, Huss, do you remember? So today we were talking, can't remember how it came up, but we were talking about drafts, and we're going to do an Olympic draft. And then Eric was talking about doing a draft of dynamic duos, and we went and looked it up, and you were in with us on a draft of dynamic duos. Do you remember doing that back at 1260?
I mean,
I sort of vaguely remembered it. And we went over the list, and I saw you were on the list for that draft.
Yeah, probably another one that I got robbed because of the anti-Winnipeg bias amongst ESP, or at the time, 1260 listeners. Yeah, dynamic duo. That, yeah, now that you mention that, I do remember that being one of them.
Double A says change the Wi-Fi password. So like when Hernan's grounded, that's how it'll be when he comes here. You sit over there and don't talk to anybody, Nan. So, all right, Huss. Hey, you want to start with this Hofer stuff from last night?
Yeah.
My God, was that funny? Like the camera work to zoom in on Hofer peeking around the corner, looking at Montgomery was some all-time NHL stuff.
So reset this entire thing so I make sure that I have this right. I believe I do, and there might be some people that are just jumping in that maybe didn't catch this before.
Yeah, so Binnington had let in his 7th goal of the game. I think there was just under 6 minutes left in the third period. And from the video that I watched, it looked like Montgomery waved Binnington over. And Binnington didn't leave his crease from what I saw. And then it looked like Montgomery sort of looked down the bench to see where Hofer was. And he wasn't anywhere. And then he kind of looked at one of his assistants. And then the camera zoomed past Montgomery through the glass, and you see Hofer down the hallway kind of peeking around the corner. So I'm sure there's been some sort of explanation to all of this. I didn't have time today to go look at it after the Nielsen show, but the video itself is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. As somebody suggested, it was an example. Basically, Hofer was Zach and Hernan hiding from me, and I'm Montgomery looking for them to vacuum. That's basically what the comparison was, because Hofer's just like, so I don't know if Hofer was dodging Montgomery or Hofer was like doing him a favor because he's like, don't you dare pull Binnington, he's going to lose his mind, or something along those lines. But it was hilarious.
Just pulling up the numbers from last night's game. Poor JB. 800 save percentage, 7 against on 35 shots.
He's dead last in the NHL in expected goals saved. Like he's had a tremendously horrible season. It gets worse
in the league.
Yeah, he's been the worst goalie in the league.
He better not start game 1 for Canada. I
think he does. I bet he does.
Are we insane?
We are loyal, I guess, to the Canadian hockey goalie who helped you win the Four Nations. Like you're not starting him based. He shouldn't even be like, think about this though, Huss. He shouldn't even be on the team based on his play this year. So if they're going to put him on the team, I think they're probably going to give him the first game and then go from there.
Count me out on that idea. Like, if anything, he should be the, in case of emergency, break glass third goaltender.
I 100% agree. You're not even going to get a conversation from me. Like, yes, he shouldn't even be on the team, but if he's there, he's got to be your, oh my God, these other two guys aren't here for the big stage, but Binnington was here for the big stage last year. So we're hoping he can be there for the big stage again, because there's nothing that justifies his spot on this team from his play so far this season.
You know, all these hockey guys, these executives, they all talk about, you know what, nothing's given, it's earned, all that. Like, you don't earn a spot a year later by playing great for the third period and overtime of one high stakes game.
Yeah.
Now listen, if this was a more likable individual, maybe I'd have a little bit more time for giving him. But I mean, this isn't even a guy that's just had an average season. He's been the worst goalie in the league.
He's had a disastrous season.
We've talked for years about what's going to happen when we get the Olympics. I'm concerned about our goaltending. Well, we've got one of the guys that's in the top 2-3 in the league. We've got another guy that's played really, really well, that's won a cup. And because of last February. And I mean, let's face it. I mean, Canada was down in those games. It wasn't like Binnington let in a bad goal in each of the first 2 games that he was in.
Yeah, I would say up until that gold medal game, Huss, we weren't sitting here being like, can you believe Binnington so far in this tournament? Like, it's just like, it wasn't like we were praising him throughout the entire thing. He had one very good game and one excellent overtime period. What would you say what would the betting line be on Binnington to start game 1, Huss, when we take in all the factors? And Mark is asking this. He's on the text line. He's saying, guys, what would Binnington starting bet line be?
That would be something that we should get our friends to throw up.
I'm curious to what they would set that at.
I mean, I still think it's got to be Logan Thompson minus, like, even if we're going to say it's not going to be Kemper. So Logan Thompson minus 125, Binnington even money or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking around
Thompson
even
has
money.
To be the favorite. If he's not, and again, this is all based on the decision, like John Cooper's not an idiot. John Cooper's smart. Hell of a coach. Like, what? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I think you're probably right though on the Thompson, like minus 125, Binnington. What would that be, like plus 175, Kemper plus 700 or something like that?
Have you heard Monty's post game from last night?
No.
Like, I'd love to know what he had to say about all of this. And I'm just watching this again. He's like, where's Hofer? And like, I can't tell whether this was Binnington saying, screw it, I'm not coming out, or Hofer being like, I don't want to go in for the last 7 minutes of this game. An equipment thing. But it's funny. It's like, where the hell is he?
The fact that he's just peeking around the corner, though, is that's the funniest part about it.
You need to know.
All right, Huss. Oilers and Jets. And then we'll take a look at the whole slate. We'll give you a parlay for today as well. We do have, let's see. So our 6.6 game teaser from yesterday is up at plus 525. If you missed it, it's Rams minus 4.5, Bears plus 7, Jags plus 7, Niners plus 10.5, Pats plus 2, and the Steelers plus 9. That's at plus 525. We got the early bird bet of the day from earlier this morning. Oilers to win, and they're just a slight favorite. Oilers to win, McDavid 2+ points, and the Nuge with a point. That's a plus 265. And then the grandest of parlays from the DJ and Den has Senegal to win, Tage Thompson with a point, Devils and Penguins both to score 2 goals, and Luke Evangelista with an assist. And that's at plus 785. So you can find that over on the EST specials page as well. The Evangelista assist. That's when you know I can look at those and go, oh, that's the one from the DJ and Den. Yeah. That's the one that's the grandest from the crew over there in the Den on Discord. Okay, so the Oilers, and it's been moving ever so slightly, at least on Play Alberta earlier today. I saw it get to minus 113. It's back to minus 111 right now for the Oilers. A slight favor. This is very similar to what we were talking about with the Jets and the Golden Knights, right, Huss?
Yeah, I mean, that one was essentially a pick 'em. I mean, it was like minus 110, minus 108 or something like that. I mean, basically the same. Like, I'm seeing minus 104 Jets, minus 112 Edmonton. So, I mean, we're not far off from a pick 'em. The Jets are the slightest of home dogs in this game. It is funny, and it speaks to the Jets, like the talent that they have. And I think the way like underlying numbers speak about the team and all that is that they're nowhere close to as bad as they actually their record is, which doesn't count for much. But I've been thinking about it since you said yesterday, or was it the day before? This could be the game that maybe something good goes right for the Jets.
You starting to feel it, hey?
They certainly feel like they owe the Oilers one from the game on the 29th of December, where, I mean, I don't know. I didn't look at the deserve to win a meter, but being in the building that night, watching the Jets double the Oilers in shots, put 40 on Pickard, I would say that it would have been heavily weighted towards Winnipeg. Now, even though that I'm completely at peace with this season is flushed for Winnipeg, there will be no whiteout. Playoff hockey is not happening here. And I want them to get the first pick. I mean, like, I'm here for, I don't like to call it a tank because, like, I'm never actively cheering for the team to lose. But when they do lose, it's just, it doesn't hit like it normally does. They got to end this 10-game losing streak. It's like a black cloud.
You got to find something to,
a black cloud around the team. And interesting lineup moves today with the Jets.
Yeah, who's this new kid? Who's this guy? What's this guy's deal?
So Danny Zhilkin is a third rounder from, I want to say maybe 2021. He was
2022.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. He was always thought of as a, I think sort of a B prospect. I mean, not necessarily a guy that was, up there with the Lamberts and the Barlows and the Jagers and, the first round.
Yeah, not huge numbers and stuff.
There. And he has been playing, number one center at times for the Moose this year. The numbers aren't huge. He's got 7 goals and 7 assists in 30 games. And the Moose never seem to have any guys that are really kind of running away with it or really clear offensive go-to guys. But I think it's a real message to those other younger players. I mean, you'd have to think, and whether they've been told this or not, there's going to be some moves. There's going to be some changes. There'll be some spots opening up on the roster once you get to the trade deadline and afterwards. And a bit of a challenge to those other guys to, start doing a little bit more, getting on the score sheet more, being more impactful. But for him, the kid's earned it. He had a great prospects camp. He really sort of stood out in training camp. So he's going to make his NHL debut tonight. And that juice always, I think, like, that's exactly what this team needs right now. And kind of what we've been talking about, how the hell they haven't done something like this before.
Yeah.
They haven't put anyone on waivers.
They've done nothing with the roster, right? Like, they just sort of steady Eddie on it.
I mean, early in the season, they had Parker Ford, Chibrikov, and Lambert up for a while. They all played, but that's while Perfetti was out, Sandberg was out.
I was just injury filling. Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. Since those players have returned, they've run 8 defensemen, 13 forwards has been the roster. And really it's just been, is Cole Koepke in or out if everyone is healthy. I mean, I've been making the argument for the last 2 months. Like, what are we doing here? Like, let's get somebody else. It doesn't even have to be one of the young players.
Yeah.
Like, bring David Gustafsson back. Bring one of these other guys. And there's been I don't know. Like, I talked to Lawless and Ken Weeb, who, I mean, good friends, a lot of respect for. They're like, well, there's some real optics to that. Signing a player and then waiving them, this early. I'm like, guys, we're halfway through the season. It's the freaking National Hockey League. Like, yeah, I know you're small Winnipeg and you might have tough times getting free agents to come, but that doesn't just make guys impervious to any sort of consequences for playing like crap and sinking a season. So, I mean, the bottom line is tonight, Vlad Nemetsnikov is sitting out for the first time this year. And Mr. Barrio himself, Gustav Nyquist, he has 0 goals. He's also sitting out. So Koepke's coming in, and the kid, Danny Zhilkin's going to get a chance to start. So I think that should give a nice little bit of juice into the lineup. And then on the blue line, I don't know if you saw what happened with Hayden Fleury.
I saw what happened with Hayden Fleury. Yeah, that was not good.
That was a really scary.
How much is he going to be missed? Where's he at on this blue line?
I mean, he had been out quite a bit before. And
Okay.
He's like 7-8, right? I mean, the bottom line is, like, all the guys that have coming in, Miller never plays. He's like the 8th defenseman that I mean, like he would have been an obvious guy just to waive. Been here for a while. If someone wants to get him, great. If not, send him to the Moose and call somebody up. But it was interesting that when the defenseman went down, they used that as an opportunity to bring up a younger forward, as opposed to just bringing up Elias Salmonson back to kind of be in that mix. Had to laugh. I don't know if you've seen CJ's. Like, we're starting to get some trade boards now.
Okay.
Luke Shen.
I gotta go. This was Chris Johnston had one?
Yeah. Luke Shen is on there. Now, that trade in retrospect looks absolutely terrible. And the Jets gave up a second and a fourth for Shen. And I know he's a great guy. He's a great locker room guy. He's tough. And he certainly has made some big hits and fought a few dudes. He's just been a step behind for a good portion of this season. And some would argue even last year during the playoffs. I mean, he had some really rough games against the Blues in that first round series. Now, they're not going to get what they gave up last year for him, a second round pick. And that second round pick could potentially be as high as 33rd.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Jets finish or get the first pick in the draft, which would be really tough. But I mean, if they can recoup a little bit of draft capital, great. And the other guy that is on that list, Big Stan. And I think Big Stan is probably the biggest asset that the Jets have as far as, you know.
I saw somebody in our morning show chat today, and we were chatting with Gazdick, say that I don't know if it was a Jets. We have a lot of people from Winnipeg who watch, but they were saying that Stanley has it like he's been doing a lot of bad things lately. Is that like, I know you've been saying, you know, he's been scoring more than he usually has, and he's not public enemy number one anymore.
He's by far had his best season.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he's been scoring, and it's been really fun to watch. I mean, we've always been wanting him to be a bit meaner. I mean, it was like he's one of these tough guys that thinks he's like a top pairing defenseman and wants to, you know, wheel. And
yeah,
I mean, he is still sometimes prone to, I mean, 5-star brain cramps or just lack of execution that turns into a giveaway or a bad one. But overall, he's been really good this year. Like there's no doubt about it. And the fact that he's playing well, the fact that the offense is there, the fact that he's 6'7", and I keep going back to last Saturday against Ottawa.
Yeah.
Punching Brady Tkachuk in the face the way that he did, like, as insane as this sounds, I think that is going to
up
be
his
a
value
very
on the
good
market
thing for his trade value. Like, GMs are going to see that. They're not going to watch the games. Goes, man, I love the way he punched Tkachuk in the face there with what happened. And so I don't know what they'll be able to get for him. But Chris Johnston said that he could be looking at like $25 million in the offseason.
Oh my God.
Like kind of
cap is going up.
Well, exactly. And who knows? I mean, listen, if he comes into his own, he plays just like he has so far this year, and a team can afford to have a guy making that on their probably third pairing, go nuts. But we're now starting to get into the, you know, okay, what are these guys? What are the values that these guys have? Notice we don't see Gus Nyquist or Tanner Pearson on that list. I think those are just sunk costs.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about this month for Winnipeg. Like, they're not getting back into it, I don't think. I mean, unless they just run the table and win every game. But the best thing that could happen for the Jets is if, you know, after a couple games on the bench, you get Nyquist and Nemetsnikov back in, and they actually contribute and produce. And at that point, maybe you resuscitate enough of a value that you might be able to get something back for those guys. But this roster is going to look very, very different. Like, it's going to look real different after the trade deadline, I think. And some of them will be trades, and some of them might just be, all right, we're moving on.
Gus, could I introduce you in a slightly used Andrew Mangiapane in a deal for Nyquist? What do you think? Just two teams flip their issues.
I mean, I would do that. He's got another year. So
Mangiapane has another year, right?
Yeah. And I think
Nyquist is a UFA at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Oilers would be getting next year off the books.
Yeah.
And then Nyquist scored 23 goals 2 years ago. But he's fallen off big time, eh? There's not much there.
The building. Well, he's got 0. Dusty, we're in the second half of the season. He's got 0. He's played on the top line, second line, third line, fourth line. He's been on the power play. I mean, it's not like
he's 36 years old now. Hey, holy smokes!
Yeah. This is the.
So you're saying
song.
he's straight up washed?
There's been some games where he's looked okay. I mean, but yeah, like he just. The goal of that trade, an Oiler Jet Nyquist for Mangiapane trade, would be you guys get out of the Mangiapane.
The Oilers move the Mangiapane deal next year, right?
Year.
Done. Hands clear.
The Jets get a player that can hopefully come in and fit in and actually, contribute next season. Because unlike the Oilers, like the Jets do want players with term. Like they don't want to have to lose them for nothing. Or, I mean, you're especially when you're filling all these holes from the whiffs from the offseason signings that the Jets had. They'd love to get a player or two that comes in that has some term.
Make close to the same money too. So like from a cap perspective, it's something that could probably, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but I just was sitting here listening to us both. You sound with Nyquist exactly how we sound with Mangiapane in town. I'm just like, oh, that's interesting.
So explain to me the Frederick situation.
Worst situation of all time, I guess. He's got 7.5 years left, Huss, and he's got 2 goals and 1 assist all season. That's it. He's on pace to score 32 goals over the 8-year contract. Like that's where he's at right now. So it's the truth, though. And to be honest with you, I think if you ask Oilers fans right now, they'd say, I'll take the under on it. Like he does not move well enough to even get anywhere near their top 6. And he's not playing with enough. Well, and to be honest with you, he doesn't move well enough to really be in the lineup at all right now. They're going to put him in tonight. I thought we sort of imagined, probably because they were getting him from where they were getting him from, that it was going to be like this little Lucic light type of thing. And I mean, he really doesn't do that much, if at all. So he serves literally no purpose for this team right now. There are guys who make significantly less money who will go out and crash and bang better than he does. And he just cannot keep up. He can't keep up right now. So, and there's 7.5 years left on the deal. And one of our shows had one guy from Boston on earlier this season, I think, and they're like, we couldn't believe that that's the deal that he got. He's like, we thought he was already trending in the wrong direction. Like, and he came in last year. They got him. They traded for him after he'd suffered a high ankle sprain. He did nothing in the playoffs for them, and then they still gave him an 8-year deal at almost $4 million per year. And he's got a full no movement clause for the first 4 years of the deal. So, I mean, we've had some doozies in this town, man, but Frederick is trending towards being the worst deal of all of them. And like, he's on pace for maybe 3 goals this year. It's insane. You can have him too if you want, Huss.
That is absolutely stunning. And we hate Frederick here in Winnipeg too. Like, I'd love to see. So he's back in the lineup tonight?
He's playing tonight. He's on the 4th line with Curtis Lazar.
Last year, in a different time when the Jets were amazing.
That's when he fought the young kid, didn't he?
Yeah, they were humiliating the Bruins. And he goes at it with David Gustafsson, who's never had a fight. And, tuned him pretty good. I thought it was a real chicken shit move by him to go after, one of these, Swedes that has never fought. There have been more than willing combatants elsewhere in the lineup. But that's just amazing. And like, I was thinking, okay, he's only played 25. No, he's played 41 games.
Yeah.
A legitimate half season in the NHL, 2 goals, 1 assist.
Since November 1st, he has 1 goal and 1 assist. Adam Henrique, who's hurt now anyway, had 0 goals since November 1st, 4 assists. And Matthias Janmark has 3 goals going back to the beginning of last season. So they've got guys in the bottom 6 who simply, I mean, you guys know how your bottom 6 is in Winnipeg? Edmonton's is equally as bad. The difference is that Connor McDavid's been on like a 200-point pace for the last month, and he's ridiculous right now. It's insane. So one more in the Jets house, then we'll take a look at this NHL slate, and then I want to get your thoughts on Mike McDaniel being out in Miami as well. But what's the conversation around the coach in Winnipeg? Like, I know you guys love him, and I know the team loves him. And
fire him.
No,
they're not really ready to fire him.
Yeah, how much of it's on him, do you think, though?
Not a lot.
No? Okay.
Like, put it this way, if the team wasn't showing up, like this, as bad as the record is and everything, like every one of these games is a 1-goal game that they're finding excruciating ways to lose. Like, this is not a team it's not a coach that's lost the team and the guys aren't listening and they're not paying attention and they're not preparing and they're not showing up. Now, there might be danger of that going down in a lost season in the final 20 games. I guess we'll see. But, I mean, they actually coming out of the break, I mean, the Minnesota game, the game against Edmonton, like, I mean, of this 10-game losing streak, they played pretty well, probably at least 8 of those games. No, it hasn't been good enough. But Arnie, with what happened last year, like winning the President's Trophy and being in the second round and all that, he's got enough. I think he's got enough karma and goodwill from that to last beyond, and especially now knowing that, we're pretty much at the point where this isn't turning around this year. And I think they now make decisions with a different line of thinking. However, all that being said, assuming that he's back next year, and I would be shocked if that wasn't the case, the pressure for a good start and to be good out of the gate early on will be massive. Because, he earned a mulligan of a season last year with the President's Trophy. And the other thing is everyone would agree the roster just isn't as good. I mean, the guys they lost, they miss, and the guys they brought in have done F all. So he's sort of a victim of it, I think, as much as anyone. But the pressure will definitely be cranked up next year when, if you, assuming that he is back, you make a few moves, you can't waste another year of this core like this year has been.
All right, he's Huss. I am Nielson. Thank you very much for being here on The Lock Shop. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us, chime in. We got the Oilers and the Jets tonight, but it is a busy night in the National Hockey League. Let's put together a little 3-gamer here. We've got, I'll give you the starting goalies here. The Panthers are rolling into Montreal. Montreal victorious last night over Calgary. Bobrovsky will start for the Florida Panthers. It'll likely be, now the Habs are rolling this 3-goalie thing right now, but it'll likely be Montembeault, I believe. And he's actually, he's been okay in his last 2 games. I'll take that for what it's worth. The Bruins are at home against Calgary. So Calgary on the second half of a back-to-back here after being in Montreal last night. Korpisalo will go for the Bruins, so a night off for Swayman. And Devin Cooley will go for the Calgary Flames after Dustin Wolf played last night. The Ducks are in Carolina. Freddie Anderson, unconfirmed, and Dostal unconfirmed there. The Maple Leafs are rolling into Philly. It will be Vladar versus Hildeby. In that one, Stuart Skinner will get the start for the Pittsburgh Penguins. New Jersey Devils rolling there after getting absolutely crushed on the island. Jake Allen, unconfirmed at this point for the Devils. Highly doubt they run Markstrom back out after the last game, though. Gibson will start for the Detroit Red Wings. They're at home against the Canucks tonight. Nothing confirmed for the Canucks. Colton Ellis will start on the road for the Buffalo Sabres. Jonathan Quick is listed as unconfirmed for the Rangers. The Islanders are in Nashville. UC Saros versus Big Save Dave there. It'll be Hellebuck versus Pickard In Winnipeg, Wedgwood will get the start for the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Sogard, unconfirmed at this point for Ottawa. What a busy night here. The Golden Knights are hosting the Jackets. Nothing confirmed between the pipes there. Wallstead will start for Minnesota against Philip Grubauer, who's been good as of late for the Kraken. So no shortage of options for us tonight, Huss, on the NHL slate. Quite a few games where it's not, maybe a straight up pick 'em, but there's some games where you see like a plus 107, a minus 125, a minus 115, a minus 103, a minus 116, a plus 100, a minus 125, a plus 106. So there's some value on the board to be had tonight if we can find it. Huss, what do you like?
Yeah, there is. We didn't hit the 3-gamer yesterday, but my favorite play, Montreal, came through.
Yeah.
Favorite play today, Minnesota in Seattle against the Kraken. What do you have there? I'm looking
minus 154. I'm looking at minus 154 on Mini right now. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in on that. I think the Wild have lost a couple games. They'll be in an ornery mood coming in. They are a better team than Seattle. Seattle really emptied the chamber in their last game as far as goals. So definitely like Minnesota. Vegas is interesting. This is their first game back off of this road trip. They played a good defensive game against Winnipeg a couple nights ago. They got a couple nice breaks, and as has been the story for the Jets lately, they found a way to get 2 points, but it wasn't really that impressive. Blue Jackets are coming off a loss against the Sharks. Normally I'd just jump on Vegas, but I don't know, that game sort of does make me nervous. Listen, I'm big on the Islanders.
Yeah, that was actually what I was just going to say. I was going to say, what do you think about this Islanders-Preds game? Because I think I like the number on the Islanders at plus 105.
Me too. I think that should be more like a pick 'em. So anyways, those two are the games that kind of jumped out on me. I don't really trust the Leafs either way right now after that win against Florida. Tell you what, I like Buffalo too. The Rangers have been so bad at home this year. I was just looking.
Yeah, have they sorted that out a little bit at least? Because they were awful at the beginning of the year. Oh no, they're only 5-10-4 at home. Buffalo bounced back against Vancouver after having their winning streak snapped against the Blue Jackets. Rangers have lost 4 of their last 5.
Buffalo can get into a playoff spot with a win tonight too. It's a big game for the Sabres. Again, I'm not sure whether they're fully in the trust tree, even with that 10-game winning streak and the one loss. What do we think about the Bruins against Calgary?
Yeah, I like Boston in the second half of a back-to-back there for Calgary. Boston didn't play last night, right?
I don't believe so. Double check that.
What's the number on Detroit? I like Detroit against Vancouver as well. Vancouver's lost 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. Detroit coming off a win against Ottawa in Ottawa. The Detroit number's minus 152. And what were you looking up, Huss? You were looking up.
I was just making sure Boston didn't play last night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't think they did.
Yeah. I mean, I Minnesota, Islanders, Detroit, Boston. Islanders are the one underdog that we've got, and all these other ones are favorites, but I mean, not massive numbers.
No, they're in that minus 1. Like, let's see. Let's say we went Detroit and we went Minnesota. Seattle's won 8 of 9. You're not worried. You're not worried about that?
I mean, I just think that the Wild are just in a better, like they're just a tier above. Dallas broke their winning streak last night, or their losing streak last night. So, I mean, if we wanted to just leave Minnesota out of it, we could go Islanders, Detroit, Boston.
Let me get that number. I've got Detroit and Boston in here. And who are Islanders? Islanders, here we are. So that's plus 485 before a boost. If we went Red Wings money line at home against the Canucks, Islanders as our one little mini dog at plus 105 in Nashville, and then Boston against Calgary in the second half of a back-to-back, minus 139. So it'd be about 5-1 after a boost. You want to go with that? Let's do that. Okay. Let's do that. What do you think about Miami? Are you surprised? I don't think anybody. It was talked about a lot throughout the year. Then they played a little bit better later in the year, and you're wondering if McDaniel's save his job. But turns out that's not the case. What do you think?
I mean, I'm a fan of Mike McDaniel. Like, I think he's a quirky dude, and he's sort of a fun guy to listen to. And I will give him credit in that season of theirs was pretty much lost early on. And his team never quit on him. They continue to play for him. And it sort of sounded like he was going to be the guy. And then apparently he's coming back. And then all of a sudden we hear Jim Harbaugh's agent say, we've been contacted by 7 teams. And it wasn't difficult to read the tea leaves and go, wait a second, there's only 6 teams in the league that need a coach.
Yeah.
So somebody else was looking into it. And the Miami Dolphins were that team. Now, they may have their sights set on Harbaugh.
Where do you think Harbaugh would be with his sights on Miami, though?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a great fit. Harbaugh, here's the thing. What's the defensive coordinator of the Chargers? Jesse Minter? He's a guy that may actually get that Baltimore gig. And if that's the case, wouldn't that be hilarious if Harbaugh went in and worked with Jim for a year and you had both of them together on the same staff? I think they would love that. And I don't rule that out.
Oh, that would be kind of fun. So this Jesse Minter was in Baltimore for years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
And I think they already feel like they let Mike McDonald, the Seahawks coach, get away. If the time, like the regret, and interesting. I mean, see what Iwanek has to say about that. He's a Ravens fan, but Thomas Tipple, some of the other guys that I talked to that are Ravens guys that were sort of out on Harbaugh the last couple of years, are just getting triggered every time they see the Seattle Seahawks do what they're doing right now because they thought that he could be their guy moving forward.
Do you think McDaniels lands somewhere else as a head coach, or does he go be a coordinator for the next stint and then back to head coach?
Tell you what, I know a team that could use a coordinator, a very fresh offensive mind to work with a coaching legend.
Really?
Well, Matt Nagy cannot leave KC fast enough.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions also moving on from their OC.
No, I hope more than anything that Nagy gets the Titans job.
What about Kingsbury in KC?
Oh, did you see his quote yesterday?
I didn't see his quote yesterday, but I was listening to a podcast driving in this morning, and they were kind of saying that maybe he'd go there unless, if Andy Reid still likes to call a lot of the plays, maybe Cliff wouldn't want that. But
I think that they could work together. Cliff would be. That's exactly what the Chiefs need. Like, if you look at their offense in the Mahomes era, it's like 1-2, 1-1. Nagy takes 9th. Nagy takes over 23rd, 25th, or something like that. So again, I'm not really too sure why Tennessee is that interested in him, but I wish him well. I hope that he gets the job, and then they can find a new guy, but a good, young, great offensive mind. The other guy, of course, that I don't rule out is Bieniemy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, EB was the guy working with Andy through all the highs of the Chiefs Mahomes era offense. He, for whatever reason, terrible interview, not a great leader, whatever. He hasn't gotten really a sniff of head coaching positions, and I think moved to a quarterback, like literally kind of took a step back last year. I mean, you want to get the band together, I'd be here for that, but the unique offensive minds, Kingsbury, top of the list. But I do sort of include McDaniel in there, and I think that could be neat. But Kingsbury was asked, what are you looking for? Who do you want as a quarterback? And he's like, the Chiefs quarterback. So when he said that, now this wasn't a shot at Jaden Daniels at all. I'm not sure what the tone was, but that, of course, got a lot of people talking about it. But no, I mean, I think more likely than not, I think McDaniel's going to probably have to go back to being a coordinator for a year or two, and that might be perfect for him. And then, things go well, go in, win another championship, or win a championship.
Go get another gig, yeah.
And then go from there. So
it's coming up on WST, buddy.
Well, we're going to be getting ready for this Oiler game today. Our pal Struddy is going to jump on.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I mean,
that'll be fun.
I'm interested to get his thoughts less on the Oilers and more on the Jets. And just as a player, like he played on some pretty bad teams back in that.
Yeah, he did.
Like he was here during like the decade of darkness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Struddy was through it a bit here. So he'll have some takes on.
So he'll definitely do that. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I mean, more on what Kevin Cheveldayoff had to say, and now all of a sudden, Big Stan, Luke Shen are on trade boards. Everyone's all fired up about that. So we'll get into all of that, and you know what? A little bit of curling today as well.
Okay.
The Grand Slam of curling is just down the road in Steinbach. First time they've had, big league curling here in Manitoba for probably about 10 years, which is funny because how many of the players are from here?
Yeah.
But John Cullen's hilarious. I mean, I would talk to him. I mean, he's a comedian, basically. You can talk to him about anything. He's in Steinbach, so he's going to join us, fill us in on what's happening with all that. And obviously, we'll hit the lines, talk a little bit more about what we've cooked up here today, and then get ready to drop the puck tonight at 7 p.m. Last time between the Oilers and Jets this season.
I like hearing Friar Tuck emerging from the wilderness, for a little curling talk today.
Briar Tuck.
Yeah, Briar Tuck. Yeah, Briar Tuck. Oh, that's too good. All right, Hustle, we'll give you some wild card picks tomorrow on the Lock Shop. We'll talk to you then, buddy.
Tomorrow, we got to lock it in. I cannot wait.
Going to be a lot of fun. There you go. That's us. Winnipeg Sports Talk coming up over on the WST channel. I did send our parlay over to the guys at Play Alberta. We've got our NFL wildcard weekend teaser that's up there right now. The early bird bet is up there at plus 265, and then the grandest parlay is up there as well. Senegal to win, Tage Thompson with a point, Devils, Penguins, both teams to score 2. That's a good one. And then Evangelista with an assist. It's at plus 785. It's a better number than than Den was expecting. So if you want to hop on that, you can. And then still to come, Jay's play of the day will be popping up over there as well. And the Lock Shop partner parlay for the NHL tonight will be able to be found on the EST specials page at Play Alberta. Wildcard picks for NFL playoff action tomorrow on the show. That's going to do it for today. Best of luck if you're riding with us tonight. We've got 2 guys and a goalie coming up next, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on the Lock Shop.